Dale Hodges Park by O2 Planning and Design and Source to Source Incorporated with ACOM and Sans Façon for Watershed Plus, in the category of large-scale public landscapes and recipient of the 2021 Jury's Award of Excellence. Dale Hodges Park is a transformative landscape along the Bow River in Calgary. The project was born of the need to restore the environmental health of the area while addressing stormwater treatment opportunities for runoff from over 1,700 hectares of adjacent urban area. Once a gravel quarry, the site is now a fully integrated 40-hectare park, stormwater treatment facility, and one of the largest public artworks in North America. The park concept follows the journey of stormwater through a series of curated experiences, collaboratively designed with the city's parks, water resources, and public art departments, emphasizing the flow of water through the landscape. As a new type of high-performance public space, the park achieves multiple infrastructure requirements through a beautiful open space, providing ecosystem services and enhancing the quality of everyday life. A team comprised of O2 Planning and Design, Landscape Architecture and Park Design, ACOM with Source to Source for Stormwater Engineering, Environmental Design and Hydraulics, and Sans Façon for Watershed Plus as public artists, worked collaboratively to transform the site. The multidisciplinary approach allowed each team to build upon the team's collective knowledge and creativity to achieve the outcomes demanded by the city for this incredibly valuable and strategic park. Accidental Wilderness: The Origins and Ecology of Toronto's Tommy Thompson Park by Walter Kem with photos by Robert Burley, in the category of research. Accidental Wilderness is a rich and lyrical collection of essays curated by internationally recognized landscape architect and original designer of Tommy Thompson Park, Walter Kem, completed by a stunning collection of photographs by renowned landscape photographer Robert Burley. The book documents the entire planning process for the park, including the park's master plan principles and design, the native plant succession process, the park's unique flora and fauna, public advocacy and public recreation in the park, and its effect on mental, physical, and spiritual health. The essays in Accidental Wilderness elucidate the complex development and unique character of Tommy Thompson Park from a variety of perspectives. Kem's conservation by design approach placed the biological needs of nature as the basis for park planning and set the stage for a remarkable story of natural succession. University of Guelph Childcare and Learning Center by Earthscape Play Incorporated, in the category of small-scale public landscapes. The Playscape at the University of Guelph Childcare and Learning Center, completed in 2019, sets an aspirational standard for children's outdoor spaces in Canada. Reflecting the latest research on child development and the importance of restorative nature connections, the design presents young children with opportunities to play and learn in explorative ways, experience self-directed risky play, and navigate environments that are rich and complex. It is this sophistication that particularly distinguishes CCLC from other outdoor childcare spaces, which often lack complexity, stemming from the position that Canadian children are capable and entitled to grow up in spaces that are multifaceted with affordances, materials, plantings, navigation patterns, and ideas. The CCLC design combines safety regulations with the 7 C's of play spaces: character, context, connectivity, change, chance, clarity, and challenge. With 50 varieties of trees, shrubs, grasses, and perennials, the playground echoes the very nature of childhood, growth. Gordon Ridge Community Multi-Sport Court by ERA Architects Incorporated, in the category of residential landscapes. The Gordon Ridge Community Multi-Sport Court is a landmark community-led project located at the heart of a Toronto community housing campus. Led by ERA Architects as landscape architect, this dynamic project organizes play for all ages and abilities in an integrated landscape at the center of a post-war apartment tower community at Danforth Road and Midland Avenue in Toronto's Scarborough area. The project was funded by Toronto Community Housing, MLSE Foundation, and Canadian Tire Jumpstart Charities. ERA's unique collaborative design approach made Gordon Ridge residents the core decision makers, with the outcome reflecting the values, interests, and identity of the community. As co-designers, the community was involved in the process from the early ideation stages through construction. The impact of the court on residents has been transformative, giving the Gordon Ridge community a dynamic place to play, gather, garden, and exercise at the heart of their neighborhood. Saugeen First Nation Creators Garden and Amphitheater Restoration Master Plan by Brooke McIlroy Incorporated in the category of Planning and Analysis. The Saugeen First Nation Amphitheater and Creators Garden Master Plan is a co-design between community members and the design team at Brooke McIlroy, a team led by landscape architects in collaboration with Indigenous architects and designers. The restoration of Saugeen First Nations land surrounding the amphitheater is integral to the future success of the site and supports the garden's emphasis on medicine knowledge, land-based learning, and traditional storytelling. This emphasis heightens the potential for future programming based around medicine knowledge from a health, healing, and a horticultural perspective. The master plan, which began implementation in the spring of 2021, serves as a model of how landscape architecture can partner with Indigenous communities to promote economic growth, ecological restoration, and Indigenous storytelling through the strategic redevelopment of the landscape. Uptown Brampton Transit-Oriented Communities Toolkit by Yvonne Young, Ken Greenberg, Maddie Simiatiki for City of Brampton and Urban Land Institute Toronto District Council in the category of Planning and Analysis. With the right design, planning, and execution, these transit-oriented communities can unlock the value of a 26-hour city, where the ability to walk to daily needs eliminates the high cost of commuting and car ownership, providing extra hours every day that improves quality of life and productivity, creates a nesting ground for high-quality jobs and employment, and moves our region towards a carbon-neutral future. Uptown Brampton Transit-Oriented Communities Toolkit explores a collaborative city-building model to empower effective collaboration and alignment among public sector, private sector, nonprofit, and local communities. Through an integrated design-based strategic framework, the toolkit aims to shift development culture and accelerate implementation by amplifying synergies, creating new combined benefits, and fostering lateral thinking. Sumac Garden by Straub Termeyer Landscape Architects, Dietmar Straub and Anna Termeyer, in the category of residential landscapes. The idea of Sumac Garden is an empathetic response to a specific contextual situation. A large elm tree infected with Dutch elm disease had to be felled, and this created a clearing bathed in light. Irregular hedges of smooth sumac were planted along the lines of light. These green figures gather like strange creatures around the house. They define and separate all the functional areas without creating barriers or boundaries. It is a fresh interpretation of the ancient art of topiary. As designers, we must be attentive to the subtle experiential fabric of everyday life, while being modest and frugal. In an era of overexploitation and overconsumption of the globe's resources, we must adopt new design attitudes. This forces a radical paradigm shift for designers towards a building culture of improvisation, repairing, and recycling. The innocent garden remains as an exemplary and powerful medium to promote a socially, ethically, and ecologically responsible culture in environmental design practice. The Future of Stephen Avenue by the City of Calgary, Gale Studio, Stantec Consulting Limited, and Calgary Downtown Association in the category of Planning and Analysis. Bold, innovative, and visionary, the Public Realm Roadmap resets the role and function and way people experience the avenue. At the outset, we stated that success equaled design plus governance plus economic investment. A great design would not be enough. To achieve success, we developed a strategy to integrate economic investment, a new governance model, and world-class public space design. This approach aims to position the avenue for both short and long-term success. We applied an innovative approach to address declining vibrancy and public life. We measured and analyzed the public life of the place, including age and gender, movement, and activity patterns. We also addressed the physical aspects and quality of the public realm. With a robust appreciation of current conditions, the team then addressed the problem holistically. The resultant roadmap has set in motion work on key initiatives, including prototype testing and a fully integrated development plan. Wanuskewin Interpretive Playground by Crosby, Hanna and Associates in the category of small-scale public landscapes. Wanuskewin has acted as a place of gathering for over 6,000 years for the nations of the Northern Plains and millions of bison who once roamed. Inspired by the historic stories of the landscape, the playground design acts as a microcosm of the larger site, where children and families of various backgrounds and abilities may come together to meet, play, share, and learn through nature and each other. The playground site provides nooks for joining together, such as the storytelling circle and large picnic area, where classes, interpretive tours, and miniature performances may take place. The Seven Sisters Garden provides a working landscape for ceremony and nourishment. Archaeological, natural, and cultural resources found on the site were reflected in the playground design. Bison rubbing rocks, roaming bison, and beaver log jams are incorporated as interpretive play structures. 2 large tower structures lift the children 20 feet above the surrounding plains, overlooking the valley and reintroduced bison in the distant paddocks. Place Alice Girard par NIP Paysage, architecte paysagiste, et EXP, architecture de paysage et ingénierie, dans la catégorie de paysage public à petite échelle. Issu d'une démarche de participation publique et grâce à un partenariat unique entre l'Université de Montréal et la Ville de Montréal, le projet de la place Alice Girard se démarque par la création d'un lieu public au cœur et donnant vie au développement du nouveau quartier du MIL Montréal. Nommée en l'honneur de la première femme doyenne de l'institution, la place, dans sa position centrale, est lieu de convergence autant géographique, physique, historique et culturel. Le projet marque l'identité du lieu, ancré sur la mémoire d'un paysage industriel qui se démarque avec sa grande diagonale, témoin de l'ancienne vocation du site de la gare de tirage. Mémoire d'architecte paysagiste pionnier du Québec et de l'Ontario, par Évoque Architecture de paysage, auparavant Arcadia Studio, dans la catégorie de communication. Cette série documentaire vidéo présente les mémoires personnelles, professionnelles et académiques de 8 personnes qui ont été les pionniers de la discipline de l'architecture de paysage dans les années 1950, 60 et 70. Leurs carrières pionnières ont influencé de façon indélébile les générations futures d'architectes paysagistes, tout en façonnant nos paysages et nos villes. À travers des entretiens dans lesquels ces pionniers racontent leurs aventures en architecture de paysage, le projet rassemble des instantanés oraux de souvenirs inédits, notamment d'avant l'ère de l'Internet et de la photographie numérique. Ces enregistrements sont accessibles au grand public et aux professionnels, faisant la promotion de l'histoire et de la vitalité de l'architecture de paysage en tant que discipline du design. Corridor de la biodiversité, arrondissement de Saint-Laurent, Montréal. Par Civility, Land Italia, table architecture, biodiversité conseil, dans la catégorie de planification et analyse. Développé dans les années 60 et 70, l'arrondissement de Saint-Laurent a priorisé les activités industrielles et commerciales, éradiquant les terres agricoles et créant une mer d'asphalte. Ce document propose une vision visant à ramener la biodiversité dans la ville. Il fournit des lignes directrices, des cartes et un calendrier réaliste pour la mise en œuvre d'un corridor de biodiversité. La colonne vertébrale du projet est la bande de friches située sous des lignes électriques géantes qui longent 3 boulevards. Des bandes stériles de pelouse seront transformées en prairies fleuries, attirant les oiseaux, les insectes pollinisateurs et les petits animaux. Des bordures boisées, des étangs, de nouveaux sentiers pédestres et des pistes cyclables améliorées seront aménagés pour le plus grand plaisir des travailleurs et des résidents de Saint-Laurent. Les espaces verts existants et futurs seront reliés le long d'un corridor continu, assurant ainsi des habitants permanents pour la flore et la faune. Ce corridor de biodiversité sera l'un des premiers projets du genre à être mis en œuvre au milieu urbain et servira de laboratoire à Montréal. Projet paysage de la MRC Brome-Missisquoi par Milieu coopératif de travail dans la catégorie de planification et analyse. Bien plus qu'une simple caractérisation, le projet, par le biais d'un atlas des paysages, permet de déceler les grandes dynamiques paysagères de la région et d'en découvrir toute la richesse culturelle à travers la culture populaire, l'histoire, la géographie et le regard des résidents. À l'Atlas des paysages se greffe un important projet de médiation culturelle du paysage régional nommé Paysage en série. À travers une série de 5 frises dessinées surdimensionnées et 5 documentaires, l'auteur-artiste-illustrateur Stéphane Lemardel, avec l'aide du vidéaste Martin Morissette, ainsi que Marc Serre de Cuisin Studio, donne vie à l'Atlas des paysages et aux entités paysagères régionales en prêtant parole aux Bromisquoises et aux Bromisquois. Avec Paysage en série, l'Atlas prend vie. Le paysage devient un objet d'appropriation et d'artificialisation par la population. Le projet de paysage de Brome-Missisquoi se poursuivra dans les années à venir. Sève, par Collectif Escargot, dans la catégorie de planification et analyse. Le projet Sève est une vision de planification urbaine pour le centre-ville de Sudbury en 2050. Ce projet permet d'imaginer la ville et son potentiel de développement urbain, autant dans les reconnexions de réseaux à grande échelle que dans les circulations piétonnes. La mise en valeur du patrimoine paysager, industriel et culturel cite l'assise de ce grand projet urbain. Inspiré par la nordicité, par les actions de reverdissement déjà en place et par la diversité culturelle, plusieurs mises en application sont proposées. De nouvelles habitations qui font place à l'agriculture urbaine, une trame verte et bleue et une gestion écologique et responsable des eaux, des bâtiments autonomes en énergie et économie circulaire, des écosystèmes en harmonie avec la nature, une ville qui incite au transport actif, des matériaux locaux de sources responsables qui soutiennent l'économie locale, des milieux de vie inclusifs, l'intégration de la biophilie dans les constructions, réduction de la pollution sonore et du stress grâce à la piétonisation. Ce projet de planification urbaine pense sur 30 ans et développe à la fois par des grandes lignes dictées par des aménagistes et portées par des comités citoyens, permettra au centre-ville de Sudbury de se développer pour devenir un modèle de régénération urbaine.